All right, so today we have our last session. Not today. We just kind of divide this up because we need to, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. If you are new to this channel, I am your host, Nahanda Ihino Helmker. Today I have my mother on the line, as I did the last couple of sessions. And this week we are discussing Garifuna. We have been talking about the embedment of the DNA of our spiritual selves and how the mindset of how we have come so far has allowed us to transcend all kinds of trials and tribulations. We talk about our journey, entangled, misinformed, misunderstood sometimes, but we got through it. We talked about all of the different groups that are so similar to the Garifuna, and hopefully this content will help you to understand um, the history if you are interested in that kind of thing. And also, if you are Garifuna, please reach out to me personally. Leave a comment in the description down below to tell me what your experience has been like living abroad. Today, we're going to be talking about a very big part, which is Garifuna and the Catholic Church. I want to mesh this together. My mom is going to be the one who's going to be informing us because my experience is very different from the historical experience, which my mother has a lot to do with as an educator, as a nurse, as a person who has lived and has worn many, many hats in our community. She has acquired a lot of information about how we got to this point as sort of, I would like to say, head of the church, right? I wouldn't say head of the church, but we have had a lot of close ties and relationships with the church. So, Mom, please tell us more about this very important aspect of our culture.
Cooking is, as one of my other daughters said, learn how to read the room, meaning understand the environment that you are in. That's one of the good things about learning how to navigate structures and systems, one of which is the Catholic Church, and being able to align Christianity and the Catholic Church in a way, emphasizing one sense of self and identity. So we have been recognized or identified by the Catholic Church as people who bring people together and who have been able to interact with people from all walks of life. So the phenomenon of Garifuna is that we were used by the Catholic Church as missionaries working with the Maya in different parts of Belize. And it's interesting that women who were enslaved in Orleans were sent, African American women were sent to Belize to mentor Garifuna youth from teachers and missionaries throughout the country of Belize. And as a result of that, that was an intentional cultivation of leadership. It worked to the advantage of the Garifuna people in terms of recognition and positioning. So people like my mom is not allowed to go to school because of distance and other issues. She was mentored by African American women in schools and prepared an intern teacher. They call them people teacher.
Okay.
So this kind of navigation puts Garifuna in position through the Catholic Church. I remember an American friend of mine was very puzzled as to why I would be going to the church on a regular basis. And so one day she called me and she was asking me why, and I was saying to her, things are not as they seem. When you see me in that space called the church, do not just look at it through the lens of your physical eyes. Look at it through the Central American resistant eyes. One of the things the Garifuna, one of the things that helped us to of the islands, we developed guerrilla warfare. So guerrilla warfare was one where you'll be looking one way and then the people will be doing action the other way. It's the same approach that Harriet Tubman used where she when she said she could have saved many more enslaved. The mindset was such a mindset of fear. So there were many people who helped journey. Quakers, white people, to people, food and so on and so forth. So the church became a church in Buffalo, New York. Upstairs of the church, they'll be praising and worshiping. Downstairs, the secure or shuffle through. So Garifuna has like Garifuna, you know. So that
Mm-hmm.
very so like sultans for the Catholic bishops of the United States because the Catholic Church he recognized the significant contribution the model for the Catholic Church that is present shared the spirituality. So that is an indication that the alignment is totally without compromising who we are. That is like be able to articulate that.
Do you think that there has been some kind of a backlash when it comes to, I mean, do you think that this kind of intricate weaving of cultures together has created some kinds of backlash in terms of other Black African communities? Because I hear the part about your friend feeling some kind of way about you going to church and explaining that in such a way that she can understand that this is an integral part of not just survival, but that is beneficial to all parties involved. So I remember growing up and hearing for the first time the Our Father in Garifuna. That was one of the first times I heard my language being spoken in a public place, so to speak. And but I have also heard a lot of talk about the shaming of our culture. How true is that if we have gotten so much help and the opportunity to really um, practice our culture because we worked very hard to maintain it in the climate that we have been living in? How true is that there is actual shaming, or is it just a mindset of slavery that we have adopted from other Black African cultures? Thank you. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm.
Stay in place of it. It is to be aware that it has taken place. It also to make decision to press it in a way that goes to a higher level of positioning, not being destroyed then.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not being in denial, it is making decision. So that's why many rituals taken place.
Mm-hmm.
And it's even in Christianity, people give those who have tradition creators of this.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you have some people say, no, we cannot continue to behave in this kind of inhumane way. So, Garifuna, we have city to be in a zone that like we are in the world but not of the world. Basically, we are spiritual things, strength and capacity to move not just in the physical, so like nature, we capture the spirit of unconditional love. And it's like love, unconditional love is one. They're not promoting take me something, be like that thing, using
Mm-hmm.
conciliation, peace, seek opportunities, healing of it. William, it's,
Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I see William is different. So,
He did a pretty good job.
so, so we give she, so
Oh,
she lessons.
awesome.
In city, I say this and many people don't like to say this, but I say this to walk into hell. Then why should one walk in?
Yeah.
These uh, cities in Jews places singing is should be.
Right. And it's also a different way of changing the narrative so that we decide how we are viewed based on what happens next, because what has happened in the past has already happened and there's not much you can do about that except for being able to contribute to what happens in the future by not always staying consistently and constantly in the past. And I think that that's something that is very unique of Garifuna people, that all people of Black African descent can learn, especially those who have experienced the traumas and atrocities of enslavement and colonization, and understand that the colonization and enslavement that is happening now is really, really deeply just a mindset, and that we can actually overcome that if we understand that that's what it is, and it's not something that's physically happening but something that's happening mentally, and we can choose to not be a part of that anymore. So I want to thank you very.
Sure. Sure. Sure, he did it. Yeah, David Clark, sure, you got Edinburgh, where he is the black man in the run. That came, no, don't know what, change. It's like,
Right, right. That's a very good point. That's a very good point. This is a very this is a very big topic, Mom, because when I think about some of the things that you're saying right now about how not just being imprisoned in England, but having to have curfew in Belize City. There was a point where Garifuna people were not allowed to walk around freely in Belize City after a certain hour. Um, how is it we can continue this conversation in the direction of how we have overcome and how we can continue to overcome, because I think a lot of people get stuck in that trauma. They get stuck in that being held back, and we overlook the vast amount of resources that are available to us, and it's individual and also it's micro and it's macro. And I think that if we are collective in our approach for the right thing, and I have to be very careful with this because it can easily get political, of talking about some of the internal damage that we are doing to ourselves currently in the state of our nation as we stand as a people. So thank you guys so much for stopping by. This was very, very good, very juicy, amazing content. I know I said it was only going to be 15 minutes, but as you can see, we are well over that mark. But I am sure that you have, you've enjoyed this conversation. And if you're here and you're Garifuna and you don't know much about your culture, please leave a like in the description box below and let me know what you have learned from this video, because I want to continue to make this kind of content. And soon we'll be having more very special content in this direction. And I hope that you guys make sure you like and subscribe so that you can be notified first and foremost about this. Thank you, Mom, for stopping by. I know she's a very busy woman. She's traveling a lot. She's living her best life. Having after raise 5 kids, she can finally just do her own thing. And then 17 grandchildren and counting. No, it's good. But all about love, and I hope to see everyone back here again. So if you guys want to see her come back again, make sure that you let me know so that she is knowing that, this needs to be part of her legacy. We are her legacy, but it's always good to have it available for those who are near and far. So thank you guys so much, and we'll see you again in the next one. Bye.